Welcome to Oxford Heirlooms. Today I'm going to be sewing the center front crotch and the back crotch on the body of the bubble for the heirloom bubble. Okay, now I had to do a little bit of prep work on this crotch piece. I folded it down 1/4 of an inch and then I pressed it, and then I folded it along the fold line. And now I'm going to pin it real quickly, and then I'm going to sew it. I'm going to sew just about a 1/16 of an inch seam allowance just right along the edge of the fold. Okay, let me pin the other crotch. Pin it in place. Okay, now I'm checking my machine. I've got my blue thread loaded up. I have been known to take off sewing with the wrong color thread before, so I always check my thread color, particularly when I'm doing two projects like I am right now, with a pink bubble and a blue bubble, and sometimes sewing with white thread for the lace. Okay, so I am lining up right very close to the edge. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can see this. You can see that my needle is really close to the edge of the fold. Okay, so I'm going to tack it down real quick, and then I'm going to sew slow because I'm trying to stay real close to that fold, so I don't want to float away from the fold, and I don't want to float off of the fold either. So I'm sewing fairly slow right here. And once again, when I come to a pin, I stop and take it out. Whoops, went a little too fast right there. I get to the end and I tack it down. Okay, so I'll clip my thread. Okay, now since this crotch piece, the fabric pattern piece, has a little notch of fabric that kind of hangs off, I'm going to trim that on either side of the crotch. Okay, now I'll go to the front of the garment and do the same thing. Sew the crotch piece down, tacking it at either end with a tiny little seam allowance. And like I said, going kind of slow so that I have control over what I'm doing, and I can stay real close to that fold without floating away from it and without accidentally going off of the fold and leaving what my grandmother would call a little holiday. Okay, once again, I'm clipping my thread, and I'm clipping that little tab off of the crotch piece. Now, I've already done the pink bubble. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is on the side of the body of the bubble, I'm going to prepare the casing to put the elastic. Now you notice I've already got my French seams pressed towards the back of the garment. I haven't yet created the placket in the back of the garment, but I'll do that after I finish the casing and putting the elastic in the bubble. But that's what I'm working on today. That was the next step in preparing this heirloom bubble. Thank you.